involved in what's going on in the classroom is I want to create a sense of community, because I think that teaching is not so much about always telling information, but it's often about creating an environment where students build knowledge and they become really active learners, not just recipients of what I'm telling them. So I like to use group involvement, but I like to mix it up a little bit. I like to assign them to different groups throughout the course of even a particular lesson, or it may be over a chunk of information that we're going to cover over 3 lessons. Typically students will come in and they will sit with people they know already. So I may give them squares of different colors as they come in, 4, 5, 6 colors depending on the size of the class, and it may have written on there A, B, C, D, E. That way I can group them by color or I can group them by letter, and sometimes I will first group them by color, and then after they've had a conversation they'll move to their letter-like group, and that way they can share that information. One of the reasons I like to do that is because they come and sit with people they know, is they tend to get the same set of opinions all the time. And I want them to be able to get a variety of perspectives on something. I want them to get to know other people in the classroom and hear other ways of thinking and other points of view. In addition, one of the things that I value tremendously, if we're going to have really open discussions and help kids to build knowledge, is that they have to build a sense of community where they trust one another, and if they're talking to one another and they're sharing ideas in a respectful environment, then they do create a sense of community that allows for those richer discussions where kids are more actively engaged. They're willing to put out their concerns or their fears or their misunderstandings, as well as something that they may think, oh, is anybody going to accept this? And then they feel free to do that. So I like grouping and regrouping throughout the course of a class and or lesson.